City News is brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation.
Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News. Events and Venues Manager Peter McLeod says Friday night's pre-season game between the Chiefs and the Blues was the best turnout of rugby fans since the Rugby World Cup. A rapid response has been initiated to try and avert algal bloom in Okawa Bay, and Art in the Park attracts a record number of storeholders for Sunday's event. Events and Venues Manager Peter McLeod says Friday night's pre-season game between the Chiefs and Blues was the best turnout of rugby fans seen at the stadium since the Rugby World Cup. Around 6,000 fans turned out to watch the game, strengthening calls for more Super 15 games for the city. Mr McLeod says Friday night's game shows locals are passionate about their rugby and are willing to get out and support the Chiefs. And we'll have more on the pre-season game coming up in sport. A rapid response has been initiated by the Regional Council to try and avert an algal bloom in Okawa Bay at Lake Rotorua. General Manager of Natural Resources, Warwick Murray, says the recent hot, still conditions have encouraged algal growth in the sheltered bay. He says a special alum will be applied to the lake's surface to lock up nutrients, so potentially halting an algal bloom outbreak. On Sunday, art lovers will converge on the government gardens for this year's Art in the Park. Rotorua Arts Village Manager Tanya Short says it's another bumper year of exhibitors at the park.
Yeah, excited, daunted. There's 71 booked stalls this year, and we've had heaps of foodie people ringing us up and asking if they can come, but they actually physically can't fit.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's
fantastic.
Pretty cool.
Now, when you say Art in the Park, which park in the city is it being held at?
I wish it was at the Arts Village, but it's actually just along the road at the entrance to the government gardens there, so Hinamaru Street. You can walk there from here if you come to the wrong place.
Okay. And what time's it start, Tanya?
Starts at 10, goes all day till 4 o'clock. Yeah.
And it's going to be everything arty down there?
Yeah, heaps of things, and stuff that you can have a go at, things that you can buy, artists that you can talk to about what they're doing, and there's going to be live music in the band Rotunda all day as well, and food's going to be supplied by Steiner Kindergarten. It's their kind of big fundraiser for the year.
In sport tonight, the Chiefs have set a good standard for the upcoming season after defeating a star-studded Blues side 43-19 in their final pre-season match played here on Friday night. The Chiefs dominated the game at the International Stadium, playing good attacking rugby and demonstrating why they're strong contenders to win a third straight Super Rugby title this year. Hometown hero Liam Messam had the crowd cheering 20 minutes in when he scored the Chiefs' second try. He says the game was an excellent run out for the team.
Yeah, it's not about the result for us, it's all about our performance, and I think we can be proud of parts of our game I thought was really strong, and some parts of our game that went, so a lot to work on for next week and get into the real deal.
You've got a long way to go to the end of the season. How much pressure is on you guys to get a three-peat, to get the title for the third time?
Well, pressure's always the same for me. Mine's all internal. I suppose it's the same for everyone else. I put pressure on myself every day, and this team's pretty much like that. You know, we're all about standards and making our people proud of us. You know, it drives us with this high personal meaning in this team, and coming here is part of that. You know, to our people out here. So, you know, the pressure's the same. We're going to give it a good crack, see how it goes.
Now, you mentioned mana and obviously performing for the crowd and for the people back here in Rotorua. How important is that dynamic, that culture, that like I said, the family dynamic within the team, within the Chiefs culture?
Yeah, and it's not just within the team. It's, you know, your connections outside in the community are what give you resilience, as well as playing for your mates. You play for other people, and if that's hugely meaningful, you'll get up off the deck and you'll make another tackle and you'll throw your body into it for those people. So for us, The wider region, the Chiefs region, is hugely important. We've studied the history of it, we've tried to connect with the people, we get around it, and it's massive for us.
And the Chiefs officially start their 2014 Super Rugby campaign this Friday night against the Crusaders in Christchurch. To your weather update now. Tonight, evening cloud and drizzle, northeasterly develops and an overnight low of 15. For tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly cloudy, drizzle patches, humid easterlies, a high of 23 and a low of 17. And the outlook for Wednesday, occasional rain with humid easterlies, a high of 24 and a low of 18. And the marine weather for Tuesday, northeast 15 knots with waves less than half a metre, mostly cloudy with fair visibility in occasional drizzle. Remember, for program listings or to upload your videos, check out our website tv.rotorua.co.nz. You can also see updates on our TV Rotorua Facebook page. Coming up after the break, we hear about this weekend's Teddy Bears picnic at Quira Park, and Kitty Danielle finds out about the Wedo Challenge to quit smoking being run by Dr. Marawa Glover.
Well, if you're a bit of a teddy bear fan and you actually still have your teddy bear, we've got a good story for you today, because in a couple of weeks is the Teddy Bears picnic. Now, we're going to be catching up with the organisers, Mark Franklin and also Selena Gaskell-Maxwell. Like I said, they're the organisers, but they're also members of the Kiwanis Club here in Rotorua, and they do amazing things around the world for kids and also amazing things right here in our city. Hi Selena and Mark, thanks for joining us today. Now, is this the first time that you guys have held a Teddy Bears picnic in the park?
No, this is our second annual Teddy Bears picnic.
Yeah. And where did the idea come from, Selena?
Originally I copied it from the Taupo Kiwanis Club, so other than that I'm not 100% sure.
Because I know all around the world they have teddy bear picnics, but it's good that we can have something here at home in Rotorua, because obviously with Kiwanis you guys are all about supporting the kids.
Absolutely, that's the main focus of our organisation, both here and internationally.
Tell me a little bit about Kiwanis. Is it sort of like Rotary where you're just out serving the community but you guys focus on kids?
Absolutely, we're involved in a wide range of community projects in this area. We're involved with the Rotorua Beautiful Committee. We help organise the Bay of Plenty School Science and Technology Fair. We're involved with the Waitapu Forest School Camp, the Relay for Life, and a number of other organisations.
Yeah. And you're the president, Selena.
I am.
Yeah, so you got the tough job.
I have. The tough job of bossing everybody around.
So are you guys working together, obviously, to set up the Teddy Bears picnic? Whereabouts is it and what day?
On the 22nd of February, so it's Saturday, 11 o'clock till 1 o'clock in the afternoon at Quira Park, just below the Rotorua Hospital.
And is it open up for all ages?
It certainly is. Last year we had newborns right up to, I won't mention how old, but certainly, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people out there that still love teddy bears. My flatmate still has a donkey in her bed. I mean, a teddy bear donkey. So yeah, teddy bears, it must be for for all ages, because it brings out that childlike attitude in people.
It does. My husband rated our son's wardrobe last year so that his teddy bear could be dressed very similar to him. So obviously we've got competitions of trying to see who can come as the best paired.
Now, do people need to register to come along?
If they give a gold coin donation, they will receive a certificate for themselves and their teddy bears, and they will then go into the draws for any of the prizes.
Prizes, well, that sounds good. What sort of things have you got on offer?
We've got some games, some Lego stuff. I don't really want to mention too much because that's the part of the surprise.
Don't want to give it away?
No.
Now, if people come along with their kids and their teddy bears, is there anything that they need to bring, like obviously their food for the picnic, sunscreen, things like that?
Sunscreen, we will be having a barbecue for a sausage sizzle. We've got a bouncy castle and a face painter, some storytellers.
Storytellers, cool. Tell me a bit more about that.
Last year we had a couple of ladies from school sat down and just read. We had it over a PA system. Some of the stories were rather interesting. You sort of thought, oh my God, what's being read? But the kids really enjoyed it and embraced the whole scenario.
Mark, tell me a bit more about Kiwanis. Obviously, like we said, you focus on kids, but what other things apart from the Teddy Bears picnic that you guys do with kids around the world?
Internationally, we're working in conjunction with UNICEF to provide an immunisation program for mothers and their children to protect them against maternal and neonatal tetanus. And that's a problem in all of the countries around the equator, around the world.
That's amazing, isn't it? It's crazy to think that we still have those sorts of issues, in today's day and age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people are giving birth in circumstances that aren't even as clean as my garden shed.
Wow. So one of these things, I guess, like teddy bear picking, is just to raise the awareness of what Kiwanis does around the world and to raise its profile as well.
Yeah.
Now, if someone's wanting to join Kiwanis, how can they get hold of you guys?
Well, they're welcome to come along and meet up with us. We meet at the RSA on the first and third Wednesdays of every month at 6 o'clock. Anyone who wants to come is welcome to come along and join in for a meeting.
Yeah. And what sort of things do you talk about?
Local issues, keep Rotorua beautiful, just different ways of trying to get our name back out in the community and show what we do for the community.
Now, we mentioned off camera that service clubs like yourselves and Rotary and things like that have had a lull in numbers in recent years. Why do you think that is?
I think because of the advent of weekend shopping, there are more people who have to work at weekends and have to work on demand and do split shifts, and it's just made life a lot more difficult for all of the service clubs, I think.
And everybody becomes more busy, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Well, we're just about out of time, so just one more time, Selena, where do people need to come for the Teddy Bears picnic, and what time do they need to be here?
On Saturday 22nd of February at Rotorua Park, between the times of 11 a.m. and 1 p.m.
And whose Teddy Bear is this, Mark?
This is mine, and it's as old as me.
Yeah, you've had him for a wee while.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, I hope to see you guys at the picnic. See you then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kia ora everybody, welcome back. It's a very important take now, a very important issue. Smoke-free. Are you smoke-free? Do you want to be smoke-free? Well, I'm with a whanaunga actually. She's my cousin. I'm very proud of her. She's the National Controller for the Anti-Tobacco. Is that right? I've got it?
National Tobacco Control Advisor for the Cancer Society.
There we go. It was a very long one. You'll have to forgive me. So, kia ora, cuz. First of all, ngā mihi nui ki a koe. It's beautiful to see you in such an important position. I know you got what it takes to make things happen. So how have things been happening for our people with smoking?
Okay, no, ngā mihi, thank you for having me on your lovely television show. And likewise, I'm very proud of you too, Kitty. So ngā mihi kia koe te tuine. We're here today to basically, we're here in Rotorua to hold one of four hui as part of our tobacco control seminar series. Part of our strategy to move towards a smoke-free Aotearoa by 2025 is to really get our regions involved, our whānau involved, our local providers involved, and to give some synergies in terms of what's happening at a national level. So it's really important for us as national campaigners, as national advocates, to come back to our communities. So that's what we're here for today in Rotorua.
And there's been some success recently with plain packaging, hasn't there?
Absolutely. It's almost 9:30 last night. The first reading of the plain packaging bill went through with only one vote against.
Who was that?
John Banks.
Banks.
Yes. And in saying that though, John Banks has come out publicly and said that he does support tobacco control measures. I mean, in fact, I think he was quoted saying something like, just double the price if you really want to make some major measures in terms of tobacco. So that's really successful for us. The Cancer Society, who I work for, have been leading this campaign along with other key stakeholders like ASH, Smoke Free Coalition, Te Arahaora. This mahi started almost about 3 years ago in terms of advocacy for the government to put plain packaging on the table. So thanks to Whaitari Anaturia and a lot of the other political movement and our whānau, our hapori Māori, our hapori Pākehā, all the people that have contributed to that. So I'm looking forward to the next 6 weeks. We're going to have a very, very busy 6 weeks. That means that we're going to have to get submissions, written submissions from our communities of why plain packaging should be implemented. We're going to hear a lot from people who are doing oral submissions. We'll hear from international people coming over too, the likes of Jonathan Lieberman, to talk about plain packaging. And what we mean by plain packaging is we want to eradicate the last bit of advertising that the tobacco industry has here in New Zealand. So you'll see in New Zealand we have no advertising of tobacco products. But the plain packaging, they've actually acted as, and a lot of our people have been oblivious to it, as sort of small billboards in terms of their marketing. So I'm looking forward to the change. It's just, big tobacco doesn't belong here. Never has, never will.
And not in our lungs, ne?
Absolutely.
Now, you will know that, I'm pretty sure you know that I was a smoker and have quit and am going to be very, very serious about getting on board with Wero, and which is a challenge that, Wero means challenge, that you're putting out to the community. Can you give us a taste of what that's about?
I can give you a little bit of a heads up. It's certainly one of the innovative projects that's come out of the brainchild, or it's been a brainchild of Dr. Maribel Glover, who you'll be talking to soon. It's another initiative really for our whānau to jump on. It's an incentivised quitting process, my understanding, but it just basically complements everything that else we've got out there. One of the recommendations from the Māori Affairs Select Committee back in 2010 was to provide a smorgasbord of options of quitting aids, of cessation aids for Māori, for people who actually everybody who wants to quit smoking. So Wero is an initiative to offer that option for our whānau, for our people who are wanting to quit smoking. And congratulations, I think that's fantastic. When you told me, I thought that was a really, really fantastic decision that you've made.
And it's a challenge. It is a challenge which is aptly named Wero. It is a challenge to stop because it's such a habit and it's so ingrained in so many of your thought processes that actually you don't even want the cigarette, you just want the time outside, or you just want something else.
Yeah, and I think you've just hit it on the head there in terms of what are your triggers, what are people's triggers for quitting smoking. I mean, not only is there Wero, there are other key cessation services such as Okati Kaipaipa, such as the Quit Line, so other places you can go for help. Wero is certainly a vehicle towards making that smoke-free decision.
Now, for you, what was it, just finally, what was it that made you want to fight so hard for this kaupapa?
Tūpika was introduced to our Māori culture. It was never meant to be here as part of who we are. It was the advocacy towards Māori development and Māori rangatiratanga that really got me on board in terms of achieving a tūpika kore Aotearoa, and to protect our tamariki. I want to protect our children so that they don't become the next group of adult addicted smokers.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for your time. Kia ora rā. Kia ora everybody, welcome back. Well, we've just finished a kōrero with Sky Kimura-Paul, the National Tobacco Control Advisor for the Cancer Society, and I'm very pleased now to be joined by an extraordinary woman doing wonderful things, Dr. Maribel Glover. She is in charge of Wero. Wero is a wonderful challenge. Ngā mihi nui kia koe te tuahine, kia ora. Tell me about your mahi.
Wero is a group stop smoking competition. So it's a different concept altogether. This is about smokers really doing it for themselves and with the support of their whānau. So getting 10 smokers together, forming a team and entering the national competition.
I love it.
Yeah, and the first prize is $5,000, and that goes not to them but to a charity or a community rōpū of their choosing. So it could be their kapahaka, kohanga reo, or their sports teams. We've had netball teams, we've had schools,
So they win twice, don't they?
They do. It's a great fundraising opportunity, and that's often the draw card to start with, and that's fine. And then only when they then start quitting and experiencing the benefits, they can taste food better, not that that's always a benefit, and then they start to realise that it's good for their whānau and for them. But at first, I'm not concerned if it's the money that draws them in, whatever it takes to get people to have a go at quitting. Because we really need a lot of people. We need every smoker once a year in New Zealand to give it a go.
Absolutely, and we have so many smokers in our people, don't we? And within Māori, the statistics are pretty shocking. Would you have off the top of your head a few statistics for us?
We were sitting around 43% before this latest census came in. We've dropped down to 34%, or around about 34%. Māori women, we're still more Māori women, and Māori men have been able to give up faster, but we still have way too many parents of young children and too many mums who are pregnant. They're not able to stop while they're pregnant, so we've got to do a lot more to help our whānau.
So tell me a little bit about when the Rotorua is running and when it finishes and how you can enter.
We've got a competition coming up very soon, so the next competition starts on the 1st of March. What we need is for teams to form now and get in contact with their local smoking cessation support service. In Rotorua, the Korowai Aroha are helping with Wero and can help teams get ready. They need to be tested. We use a smokealyzer machine to make sure that people really are smokers. So, we've got to be honest with this competition. It's a lot of money to give away. And then basically have a meeting, decide how you're going to win. So work out your winning strategy. Get a good coach. Get a sports coach or a motivational person, to drive the team to win. And then have a look at all the cessation methods that are available. Maybe it's Champix or the patches. And the team, it's really up to them to decide how they're going to do it or what methods they're going to choose. And slap it all on, Get the patch, get the Champix, get together, go for walks.
Do whatever it takes.
Absolutely, I think that teams need to treat this as a competition. We're very competitive people, and they're going to have a hard time winning against Ngāpuhi.
Oh, a little Ngāpuhi plug there.
It is. The challenge has been laid down now. Come on, Te Arawa. And, go for it. And we've got a 4-week prize, who's in front at 4 weeks, who's in front at 8 weeks, and then the main who's in front at 3 months. There's also a $500 participation prize, which is on the website. So you can see this all on the website. It's totally public, how all the teams are doing against each other.
Wow, you would not want to be the one cuzzy in your team that had a quick smoke and then got smokealised, would you?
It happened last time. I feel really pody for the netball team, and they were really gutted. So it is a really tough competition, and some of the teams go hard out. We have 10 out of 10 do quit smoking. The winning teams usually are right out there. But, we never know. It's so hard. Even 6 out of 10 would be amazing to me.
And even 1 out of 10? Even 1 out of 10, just one person to stop smoking is a life saved.
Especially if it's a pregnant mama. So we have another prize just for pregnant mums, a Mums and Bubs prize. So it's really good if teams could include a pregnant mum in their team, put her forward for that prize, and that's a prize that goes to her and baby.
Oh, that's beautiful. We love that. Well, Dr. Glover, thank you so much for your time, and we really appreciate all of the work that you're doing.
Kia ora.
And ngā mihi nui kia koe. Kia ora.
Kia ora.
That was Dr. Marawa Glover talking with reporter Kitty Danielle about the new Wera Challenge to help people stop smoking. If you have news to share, give us a call on 073488 984, or you can email news@tv.rotorua.co.nz. And to watch the show again, go to tv.rotorua.co.nz and click on Latest News. Thanks for watching tonight. From all the team here at City News, for Maria.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News was brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation.